Hi and welcome back to another story from Reddit, Tales from Tech Support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for future content. Let's now get straight into today's video. I'll take CPU and processor for $250,000, please. I think this can go here. If not, let me know. It's not so much supporting a user as it is dealing with a vendor. In the early 2000s I was a network admin for a local school system. We had a server farm with mainly IBM monsters that ranged from brand new to just a few years old, but each one doing its job pretty well. This was a time period before schools were funded like crazy in the IT department and everything lived in a converted closet. We did have UPSs but no generators, so extended power outages were very unwelcome. One night the inevitable thunderstorm rolled through and lighting lit up sky. It also lit up the transformer that feeds the school. A large amount of the contents in were damaged extensively. When it came time to fire everything back up and see the fallout, we found a smattering of failed hard drives and such. A few hours of letting RAID rebuild with spares did the trick. And then there was trusty old Frank. Frank was an older server that was running some very specific admin accounting programs and had been one of our most stable servers. But now, he was dead. The time came for each department to talk to insurance and tell them what we had lost. We turned in our list of items and what we needed financially to replace each of them. The hard drives were easy, but Frank wasn't quite as cut and dried. We priced a new server that could do the tasks involved and the price came in around $5,000. As insurance companies are known to do. They decided that was unacceptable. They decided to treat us like we were ignorant and/or criminals trying to get a free payday out of them. Instead of a brand new server, the obvious answer to them was to get a certified IBM specialist to come in and replace the parts that were bad. So, a few days later the tech shows up. As a funny side note, in rural Kentucky you don't find a lot certified IBM techs. That means if you have been running an IBM-based network for any time, you know all of them. After a short conversation about all the latest events, we show him Frank. He does what diagnostics he can, PSU comes on, that's about it. And concludes we need a new motherboard and processor. The unique thing about Frank is that he was bought during a time that the Pentium Pro processor was a great processor, but it stopped being made in 1998. He had been doing a great job for us for well over 6 years. Now, this was a time before eBay, and IBM wasn't about to go looking too hard to find us a replacement. So now we get to the point of the title. The insurance company was demanding replacement parts and that is what our good friend the tech was going to give him. He scoured every resource he could find including firing up the production to get us our replacement and then put all of that information into a nice quote and sent it to both us and the insurance company. The motherboard wasn't nearly as convoluted I guess, because they found one of them for a mere $50,000. The processor itself was in a domain all its own though and the cheapest, IBM certified, processor available was going to be roughly $201,000. Overnight, we became the insurance adjuster's best friends. You see, because he had pushed for the replacement part route, it became an option to us and not only to them. And now, we could choose the $250,000 solution instead of the lesser one. It was nice to watch him squirm and kiss our butts, but in the end it made more sense for us to go with the new solution. He was very keen on getting us what we needed and the relationship with our insurance agent actually took a great leap forward going forward. Good old Frank came through again. TLDR. Lightning killed a server and the insurance company didn't want to replace it with a new $5,000 one. Instead they ask IBM to replace original parts and IBM gives a quote of $250,000. The insurance company happily buys us a new $5,000 server. Edit number 1. Yes, eBay was around. I spoke wrong. It probably wasn't as much of a mainstream place to find things as it is now.